Welcome and thank you for watching. Kindly click on the subscribe button and the notification bell to get more videos from TNNTV channels. We're proud of you and we love you. The moment to you, wherever you're watching the program, again, development segment on the platform of the new Nigeria television channels, TNNTV. And today, we are going to, like you know, that on this program, we project the activities of our leaders, especially those that are saddled with responsibilities of moving the nation forward. It's not only limited to Nigeria, but across Africa. And that is where we let them know the reasons why they are in the office, and many of them have actually done beyond the call of duty, and that's why we have recorded so many leaders with outstanding performance. And amongst these categories of personalities, that is where we find the MD of Kwali General Hospital, in person of Dr. Bello, who has actually made a monumental strive possible within the short space of time she resumed office as the MD of this noble hospital in FCT Kwali, to be precise. Among some of achievements highlighted on the newly commissioned administrative block under our lead supervision, and the total turnaround of what happened at the theater center in the hospital yard, amongst many that we going to be seen in this particular episode. But basically, she's going to do proper justice to some of these questions that a lot of Nigerians, especially the residents of Kwali Area Council in FCT, has actually been asking over the time. After this time out, you are going to meet our guests. Don't go away.
My name is Dr. Bello. I'm the medical director of Kwali General Hospital, FCT General Hospitals, and I'm a consultant gynecologist working here as such. Yes, working experience in medical line, especially for a woman, has actually not been easy, because as I've said before, putting work together with family is not an easy thing, even for the men, talk more of the women. So of course it has not been easy, but God's willing, we've been doing it. So far so good. How did I do it? Yes, I believe with the support of the Health and Human Services Secretariat and the Hospitals Management Board, we were able to do it. It just takes one to have some innovations, to have the dream of making something good, and then present it to the people out there. I believe our leaders in the Health Secretariat and Hospitals Management Board are waiting for us to say it, and when you present it to them, they are interested, because like when I came here first, most of the challenges we had, I was always going to the headquarters at Area 11. I was always complaining that we need this, we need to put this. Okay, how do you want to do it? And I'll be like, okay, fine, I think we can do it this way and it will work. You sure it will work? Yes. And they give me the necessary assistance, and that's how it has always been. So I foresee them, I dream them, I try to do them, and then I present the case to them. And at all times, sincerely, I've received so much support that at any time I bring any complaint to the management at Area 11 there at our headquarters, they receive such with pleasure and want to help. And all that I need to do is to give the information out. And when I do that, they support me financially, and maybe being a surgeon. I said I'm a gynecologist, so being a surgeon, I work in the theater, and I've worked in places, rural settings. I've worked in the urban, suburban, and outside the country, and I've seen how things are being done, and I've always wished such things to be where I am. So when I came in as initially I started work as a consultant gynecologist and obstetrician You know, sometimes I have these challenges when you want to take a woman to the theater. Probably in the theater, another woman comes up with another condition which also demands urgency, but due to one logistic reason or the other, you cannot meet up. So, you know, that's thought that why can't it be better? Why can't we do more? I mean, we had only one theater suite for surgery, and the surgeons are there, but you can't operate another patient when another one is already on the table. So I now thought, can't we make it at least 2 beds? And that was how it started, 2 operating table, 2 theater suites. Can't we do that? And then from there we started thinking, okay, we can convert this place to a theater, put the necessary things in there, increase the operating tables, and then the manpower was there at that time to manage this. And that was how it started. And then from two theater suites, we even went to 3 theater suites, whereby we have the mini theater suite and the major theater suites, where we can operate 2 cases simultaneously. In fact, 3 cases can be operated simultaneously. And with that, a lot of emergencies are being taken care of at the right time. So that was one of the greatest achievements I would say I'm happy about, because with the help of the staff working together, we're able to put that in place, and now it's working. So you hardly find a situation whereby a patient will be referred because, oh, the theater is in use, we can't take you now until after an hour.
When she came in, the hospital was really transformed, more than expectation set. Because theater, you know, when we were there, that's the former side, we only have only 1 suite. When she came in, she said, this place is too small for us. Please, we can make this hospital at least to be well transformed. She now went to that, formerly it was a pharmacy. We now went and checked the place. Ma, do you think that this place can be a theater for us? Say yes, it can be. So we now joined our head together with some of my subordinates. Say yes, we can do it. We now went ahead. So from there we now created, yes, because this we can create this week, this we can create this week. At the end of the day, we achieve what we want to get. So we created 3 suites for that place. But before we only have only 1 suite. And some equipment, those sophisticated equipment before we don't have them. She came and put them in place, which we are very much happy with her.
We discovered that before this present transformation, we had it tough. In fact, there was a time that we used lantern with kerosene to search for light. We don't have enough light to work with. It was very difficult for us to manage our patients because we don't have light to use. And you know, we don't have shortage of water. And even in nursing units in general, we experience shortage of staff. But with our coming, Dr. Halima Bello, she made us to work with local nurses. She employed local nurses that help us to manage our patients effectively. And she came in to transform so many units. She opened a new unit that were not in existence during the former administration. In terms of the theater, she expanded the theater. We used to have a small theater before because we had many referral cases during the last administration because we don't have an adequate facility to manage our patients, especially in surgical cases. Dr. Halima Bello now transformed the hospital to the extent that we have a standard theater where we have 3 suites. That when we are exposed to many cases, even 3 cases, we can operate them at the same time. And with her own employment of nurses to help us, we have local burial, that is those that are working in the theater, and local nurses that are working with us, and we discover that with this coming, it has really improved the healthcare delivery system in this country.
As for the lights issue, yes, generally Kwali Area Council does not really have much distribution of AEDC. We actually rely on generators to power the hospital. We continue that way until we're able to get the headquarters respond by giving us a 250 refurbished generator. And generator is doing very well now. In fact, that is what we're working with now. Wow. That generator takes us from morning till evening, and we will now change it back to the small generator for use at night only. So these were the ways we did, and we were able to achieve the issue of lighting to a certain extent. It's not all over anyway. We still need more because we're actually asking for a backup now so that we can have another generator, a brand new generator that can help to back up the ones we have, so that when this one goes down, we have another one to back up with. That is the level we are. Yes, my husband has been very supportive and patient. I must say he has been very patient because as you know, it's not easy to have your wife not being at home, doing this, doing that, you know. But he has been so patient and supportive, and he gives advice too when necessary. Sometimes I relate with him and let him know that, oh, this is a difficulty I have, I don't even know what to do. Sometimes we're like, why don't you try this? Okay, yes, okay, fine. You know, so we share ideas, and so he has been helpful. Then my father, as I said, a man. My father is someone that, as old as he is now, he's always there to give me that advice. Sometimes we just talk on the phone, Daddy, this is the problem I'm having this difficulty. So, oh, okay, why not you do this? Try this, my work. I said, really? I'll try it, and when it works, I'll call him. It worked, Daddy, it worked. You know, I'll be so happy. So, these are men that actually have been helping me all this while. And then I also have friends, a lot of male friends too, that we work together, that I could call on them at any time and also ask for their advice and support, and I get them from them. So I think I'm someone that takes advice from almost everyone. So somehow I take the advice, I see them, I use them, and they work. So it's not just about my effort, it's about the efforts of everyone. As for the administrative block, I would say I'm actually lucky to be in this tenure or regime where this thing worked. Why I say this is because this administrative block has been an abandoned project for over 7 years. The former medical director of this hospital, Dr. Konko, made serious efforts to have it completed, but for one reason or the other, it was not done. Luckily, in my own tenure, I was able to get it done. Not only by my efforts, but by the efforts of the same headquarters I mentioned to you. They helped in reallocating the project and making sure that it was completed. So, following the completion of the project, we only came in to ensure that we do our own part of the work, which is to do the landscaping, to furnish it, to put it in shape, and to know how we're going to use it. So that was when we came in. But sincerely, it was actually done by the headquarters.
This hospital.
Yes, the Honorable Secretary of Health, FCT, that's Madam Adamu Abakar Bapa, is the new Secretary of Health now, just assumed duty a few months ago, about 5-6 months ago. He is actually the one who commissioned the building. And we're happy because it was actually a visit that was supposed to be a tour to the 14 general hospitals in Abuja. So coincidentally, the building was completed, and we're so happy to have him commission it. So he was one of initially it came as a surprise to me because I was wondering, best medical practitioner of the year, how, why, you know. But when I got to know the intention and genuineness of the award, that actually made me, in fact, I broke down in tears the day that the award was given to me, because I was like, I looked at them, they are just coming up, they are growing, young adults coming up, and they could identify good things, and they could, you know, how I had to ask the president that on what basis did you give this award? What were the criteria you used? And the only thing he just smiled and he told me, well, Ma, you will not understand, but we have done our homework. We had a committee and we have done our homework. But one thing we could say about your hospital and you is that we are happy that the way you respond to emergencies. That's what they told me. That the way you respond to emergencies are just what made us one of the reasons we recommended you for this award, besides other reasons. But that was the only reason they gave to me, and which I know that yes, in terms of emergencies here, we don't joke, because we are located on a strategic place. We're on the highway, and we always receive accident victims. Victims without relatives, victims by the police, victims by the road safety, all come to us, and we're actually the ones that receive them and manage them. And immediately we receive them, we do our first aid management, we refer to necessary places that they can get better management. So that I know is the hospital has been very active.
Even though I joined Kwali recently, this is my 3rd or 4th month now, I have seen the kind of quality of service that I am ever expecting in service. So that is what I'm experiencing now. General hospital is a reality. That is what a hospital is supposed to be. That's the general perception people have. But it is now that people are coming to realize that sometimes general hospitals perform wonderful things that private hospitals doesn't. Especially when it comes to areas like Kwali. Kwali stand to be a very good example that can testify those things.
That. And the issue of emergencies with women too, with or without their money, we don't wait for payment, we don't wait for anything. As soon as a patient comes and there's actually need for an emergency, we manage until after the management before we talk about anything else. So I think that's one of the things that actually attracted them to doing this. And so I would say I really appreciate their work sincerely. I appreciate it because I felt people are out there identifying the good one is doing. So it was so, I will always give kudos to the staff of Kwali General Hospital. They are very patient, sincerely. They are very patient because I remember the last time, or the first time I came here, a lot of things were not okay. I mean, for one to walk, but they were still working in that condition. Is it the issue of darkness? Is it the issue of mosquitoes at night when they have to work? Is it the issue of having to take duty longer than you're supposed to? Is it the issue of taking calls without, a lot of things. So I just saw that they were actually very patient people. So I felt the need to also give my best so that they can be happy. And most of the things I was doing it to make sure that they are also happy. Besides satisfying the patients, they should also be satisfied and happy. And I was getting that from them. And generally, I would say they have really been helpful. They have actually been the ones. In fact, it's because of them that I got all these awards. Because they have supported me and they do not actually give me headache or stress me over making decisions. So sometimes we sit with them and make decisions. Sometimes even when I think of something and I air to them, to the management staff, they will be like, oh man, it's okay, it's a good idea. We never thought it would even work. So let's try it. So they have actually been supportive. And a lot of them will work. All you need to tell them is, please, sorry, and bear it, and we'll soon get more staff, additional staff, and they'll bear it. Some of them will fall sick. So there's this understanding. I met the hospital managing like a family. So there's this family, kind of thing that if someone is in a problem, you see everybody's worried. So I made that understanding, and it's much better even. Of the book, Legacy of Honor, a young adult in Kwali here, he's an indigenous of Kwali area council by name Usman Awuma. He came up to me one day and said, that's after I received the award of excellence by the Kwali youths. Then he came up to me and said he's one of the Kwali youths, but that he has seen so much that I've done and he's not comfortable, he's not just okay with only an award being given. Now he has the talent of writing. He wants to write a book about me. So I was like, I even teased him, I was like, write a book about me, it will not sell. Why would you have to write a book about me, So he said he's seen what I've been doing as a woman. And he knows there are many women here in Kwali that he wants, and he has a lot of sisters too. So he said that he wants to write a book and culminate all that I've been doing and even how I've gotten there, so that other women, other growing girls and in our gender can also learn one or two things from them, and probably that will motivate them to do better. So based on that point he gave, I was like, fine, if for that reason, then it's okay, you can go ahead. What do you want to know? So he kept coming to know who am I and things like that, and I told him everything. And then he went to do his own homework by asking people things about me, and he got a lot of information, and then he put the book together, brought it to me, and I was surprised that he even made such. I went through the book, I was like, well, fine, it's okay. So that was how that book, Legacy of Honor, came to be. Yes, I would say women, we all know women. If a woman wants to do something, she will do it. If she has that passion or zeal to do anything, she will do it. And I trust in a woman. Being a woman, I've seen, in fact, let me just say I'm a woman activist. I don't like women being depressed for any reason or suppressed for any reason. I want a woman to be able to think and do what she has to do right anywhere she is without being intimidated by any man. So I always say that please, you can do it. Don't you think that it's so man that has done it before? No, you can do it. Just give it that try and you see that it will work. Just always have it in mind to do good. When you have it in mind to do good things, then sincerely the sky is the limit. Give in your best, whether you're being, I never knew that I was being watched at the time. I never knew sincerely, but I was just working when they called me that I was needed in the secretariat, that I was going to be a medical director in a general hospital. I never knew the road to Kwali General Hospital. But when they said that, I was like, why? You know, I was just wondering. But when they started telling me the reasons why I was selected, and I was like, so people are looking at you. So what I'm just trying to say is that one should do any good without looking at who is looking at him. As long as your conscience is clear, let God look at you and give you the blessings for it. So hard work pays. I always tell myself that hard work pays. It doesn't matter who will bless it, but hard work pays. Just do your best, always. We are always dreaming, wanting more and more and more. Yes. In as much as we have achieved a lot, but in the next 1 year, God's willing, we still intend to do much more, as in to improve our services. We still have some services that are not yet fully covered. We want to have them fully covered. And then we don't have some units, like we don't have the neonatal unit, we don't have the emergency pediatric unit, we don't have the dental, we don't have physiotherapy. These are all units that we are dreaming to have. And I know that God's willing will be able to meet up to that. Kwali General Hospital has actually achieved a lot. I'm happy that today we can say we offer breast cancer screening using the infrared tool, and we also offer cervical cancer screening for women using visual inspection with acetic acid. And these are initial screening methods whereby when they are being done and you identify any problem, you can quickly refer to where they could offer higher services for them. So it's really a breakthrough for us here having that to be done, because most times, sometimes even among the health workers, we hardly go to screen ourselves because we feel we don't have the time and things like that. But here it is right here in Kwali General Hospital now, whereby a woman can walk in and have herself screened for cervical cancer. Yes, we have sent messages to the chief of the Kwali, and then we have also told the women leaders. We've written a lot of public notice to inform people about the presence of this screening test now, so that people can come and have themselves checked for earlier management. And we also, as being a fistula surgeon, as I told you earlier, we also offer fistula surgeries. We do pelvic reconstructive surgery. We have this cosmetic vaginoplasty, whereby a lot of women are suffering with a lot of sexual issues, marital issues due to sexual problems, and now we're able to know that these are possible causes of such things. And we offer a lot of pelvic reconstructive surgery, whereby a woman has had deliveries in the past, she's sustained tears, or repairs have not been done, or repairs have been done wrongly or badly, and a woman keeps suffering such things without knowing that there is a management for it. So but now we offer cosmetic vaginal surgeries to repair such places, and even women that are leaking urine or stool, we repair, or gas escape from the vagina. All that, these are things that have been added to Kwali General Hospital services in the area of, in the field of gynecology.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Viewers, you will agree with me that with what you have seen, Kwali General Hospital, what cannot actually describe it enough. You need to come and see for yourself, for you to actually feel what the people are actually experiencing under the new leadership of Dr. Alima Bello, the MD of Kwali General Hospital. I remain your host, Shehu Akinde, and bye for now. Welcome and thank you for watching. Kindly click on the subscribe button and the notification bell to get more videos from TNNTV channels. We're proud of you and we love you.